It's a way to poke the Hanabi
from the biggest tournament of the year so far. Hopefully, let's see. Game number 3, it's Vamos and BTR by Vitality. Yes, you did mention BTR might have enough poke, but real quick, who got the lineup? Who got the better one for you?
I think it's BTR. I feel like, and I'm saying that because of ease of execution. I think their composition's really solid. Team Vamos will have to really weave their way through the glue as well as the ruby and make it so that this Hanabi will be healthy enough to approach the team fights. Because if you think about it, Harley can go for a deadly magic poke that could be followed up by a Farsa ult, and then the torn apart memory can just destroy the formation of Team Vamos. There's just a lot of immediate damage coming out from BTR. It kind of feels like when they fight in the second turtle, or when it's a 5v5 in the 8-minute mark. I think it's easier for BTR to win the team fights.
Yeah, it's instant gratification. You know, you don't need to delay it. It's what we like these days. We just want to see the results of and the fruits of our labor right away. Nile, is that going to be? Yes, it is a purple buff steal accomplished by BTR by Vitality, and if we're going to be talking about instant gratification, that is going to be felt immediately. Though Error 404 will still be able to hit level 4, he is not going to have a purple buff heading into turtle number 1. So he's going to try to get kills. That's Finn on the glue. He's not going to be able to get that. It's their turn to try and get a bit of a clapback, but now they're going to be forced to get back out of there. But the burst by Error is enough. BTR might have just over-defended their side of the jungle.
That's a welcome kill for Team Vamos after losing their own purple buff. Now Air 404 will be bursting this Lord. See how fast this could be. Nael will be in time, and he's actually level 5 but still loses the retro battle because of how speedy the burst was for Team Vamos.
A little bit quicker there for Team Vamos. Now BTR by Vitality trying to find a turnaround with the burst damage of the Nolan. They have to respect Error 404. We stole his purple buff. How come he's the one who's leading, setting the tempo, and getting turtles? Well, it's just some nice, great rotations by Vamos, and of course, how fast a Nolan can take down the turtle by himself.
I can see the Team Vamos are still finding ways to mitigate the first few minutes where they have lost their purple buff. Air 404 with 1 kill it means so much for Team Vamos, but BTR gonna be pushing the tempo. Nail already positioned here in the middle. They want to go for Clocken or Sizga. They want first find Clocken.
Right away.
It's not enough.
Not enough. So it's a little dance. They're both disciplined with it. The ultimate of the Farsa is on the clock, so maybe they'll be able to find Shogun up top. He's immobilized, and he gets turned to dust by Vamos.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing with the Ruby. Ruby is good in long, extended team fights, but when it comes to burst damage from Team Vamos, courtesy of this Nolan, it's not going to be enough for the Ruby to survive. They want to go for an exchange though for BTR here in the bottom lane, but it seems like with the crowd control immunity that Natko has, it's going to be an easy defense coming out from Team Vamos.
Control of the river now falls for BTR by Vitality. Looks like they'll be able to get another golem from the jungle here from Air 404, who is up top by his lizard. 8 seconds before his orange buff spots, he's gonna have to take that. But Nile and Bigetron by Vitality, they're not doing too much for this turtle. They're getting a lot of river control, seeing what they can get. Oh, Error lets go of his own orange buff. BTR by Vitality will now have to rush for this turtle. This might have been an excellent play because Zekif is blocking a key portion of where they could rotate through. They spot now, they know where he is. Siska there now for the body block. Feathered airstrike utilizing the center of the map so that Clockun will not be able to join in, or make that Amon. Team Vamos gets turtle number 2, but BTR by Vitality are finding bodies, but Clockun finds Nile. A kill for Vamos. And that's make it 2. That's another one. He takes down the Brody. That's 2 major carries for BTR by Vit, taken out by Clockun on this Valentina.
And how about that? Team Vamos have disintegrated the composition of BTR. When we talk about the composition of BTR, how many times have we commended their upfront damage? But when they are separated, when they are dispersed, Team Vamos's burst is just way too much for them to handle. Only the glue right now is a hero that can last through the one flurry of Team Vamos's combo. But you could see Nael, they melt. Eman just getting taken out by Clockon on this first pick Valentina. And even Shogun has to back out very early into these team fights because Team Vamos's damage output is just way too good when it comes to burst.
Oh no, not again. It's probably what's going through the minds right now of BTR by Vitality and their fans. Maybe it's you can see it in the distance. It's getting closer. All those jumping little shurikens, the Hanabi could be their doom. But on the top side of the map, there's going to be a play by Nile and Shogun. They're not going to be able to take down Siska. Here comes Air 404. Now he's going to be able to blink out of that space of escape. Here comes the retribution. The burst. Still, Siska jumps on the hat so that Nile gets taken out. They tried to make a play, but they get punished for it.
And just like that, Nail will again be taken out. Eman though, Sky Piercer on this Brody. And he's picked it up. He's gonna recall for now. I think he wants to use it in the upcoming team fight as soon as possible. Because especially there are 4 members gonna be collapsing down the bottom lane. Can he get out in time? The Gatokacha catches him. And Eman though returns damage in kind. They just want to secure the turtle this time. Team Vamos are successful in doing that.
That's gonna be the pull and the burst. Bigetron by Vitality looking for something, a small win, anything. Because Vamos has gotten so much now, decides to go in with the space escape. Not gonna be able to take down Siska. It was because of that Esmeralda holding on up top, not being able to get taken down by Shogun and Nile that has led to some big wins across the map for Team Vamos.
What a big back and forth. BTR, they're feeling their damage, their initiation, but they just can't keep on attacking. They just can't find the target. Now Zekip eventually falls after the chain stun. But that's just the roamer. They want to utilize this Sky Piercer onto Eman, and now they're look at them activate this Brody. They're gonna be surrounding him right now, utilizing this Brody to its full potential. And Team Vamos, they have led by 3,000 for the longest time now. Can they last this storm from BTR?
They've decided to turn it around in terms of their rotations. They are willingly giving up control in the opposite side of the map to bait Vamos to set up their Brody so they can finally start getting stacks. Zekif was the first attempt earlier, but unfortunately, it went to Nile. It went to the Harley, but you see it. They're hungry for it. They're looking for everything they can so that Eman can start chaining kills together for Sky Piercer stacks. They might find one. Here comes Finn, the entry. Moreno does not have his feathered airstrike. No, he just used it. He has it with him. Could it be stack number 1? Yes, it is. That's 20 for Eman. That's going to be another counter burst by Clockun, who's going to be able to take on the far sub, but that's a double for Eman. This could be 3, and it's the snowball of Bigetron by Vitality, fully activated. You saw it in their moves. You saw it in how they wanted to get the fight, and they did.
And how about that BTR chain stun? They have caught Zekif activating the first Sky Piercer stack. They've found Natko with that wonderful ult coming up from Moreno. To be fair, Clockun had his own highlight with that feathered airstrike of the copy feathered airstrike that took out one member of BTR, but Eman only had to stack up twice, and then torn apart memories as well as the natural damage output of the Sky Piercer Brody is enough. Now the Malefic Gun being picked up as well. They just ramped up so quickly. Imagine 2 minutes ago, Eman just picked up his Sky Piercer, or maybe 3 minutes ago. But now he has his 3rd item or 4th item to add to that. The Malefic Gun will be so important in the damage output of this Brody from Eman.
Okay. Vamos now. How are they going to be able to answer this Brody? They still do have the Hanabi. They can play a very annoying defense, considering that they can also steal away the feathered air strike of the Farsa. So their high ground theoretically should be good. But if they get out of the base like this, they're putting themselves at risk of setting up even more kills again for the Brody and the Farsa together. Oh, conceal play. This could be massive for BTR if they can get a latch onto it, but Vamos decide to back off.
All of a sudden, the tables have turned. BTR are now invading the jungle of Team Vamos, having the Lord on their side. A split push coming up from the Nolan might be able to pop the Holy Shields, but BTR, they're banking on that. They want that to be forced out because they can trade properly. Top lane. No! See that. Oh, big shot, big kill on Siska actually. Onto the backline. Error wants to go for a kill. Gets the kill onto Moreno, but he's gonna be shut down by Shogun. Not a good trade at all for Team Vamos.
He tried to go after the Brody, but just as he pointed out in the draft, it was the Don't Run Wolf King of this Ruby that stopped the Nolan in its tracks. It still got the Farsa, but it messed up his tempo and flow of trying to take down Eman.
Oh, 3-man stun. Ganotkacha will not be able to pop the ultimate, but the torn apart memory. Oh, that's just enough for Team Vamos to just back out. They did eventually take out Finn. The BTR overspeeding a little bit in there.
Oh, they tried. You can see it conceptually, the Hanabi, but even though all of them were together, they still were lacking damage. They need the presence of Error 404. Maybe even just more items for this Hanabi, but don't tell me it's gonna take all the way until Natco getting fully built for the turnaround of Vamos, because again, BTR about Vitality, they can drag this game out too. They're happy with that.
Yeah. Look at this Shogun from the right side. They want to go in for the quick kill onto Finn. Renmar, look at this Shogun with the initiation. They have found Zekeep and they have the damage. Of course, it's going to be a Sky Piercer again. And they now make it a 4v4.
Another stack for this Brody. Vamos, they have enough, but will they still try? They're trying to bait something out up top in the purple buff Nile. I don't know if he was able to steal it away, but they're deciding to go for the rush. Arrow 404 does have its purple buff. They're rushing it right under the noses of BTR by Vitality. Team Vamos have taken this Lord. Moreno with a feathered airstrike trying to take down Siska, because Nile decided to go to the purple buff. That was an easy spot by Vamos, and BTR lose the Lord.
And with that, Team Vamos have crawled their way into the game. They have found an opening and they took it. Now it makes it so that this is an even game for them. They might pressure the mid lane. That's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to get a pickoff into the middle, but you have to be careful because you have to just assume with the nature of the draft from BTR, this has to be a 5-man team. Although the Harley will be more of a flank, but you have to just understand that everybody's just together if they're playing as BTR, because this is a Brody composition. So you have to really, really address that. Natco being bursted, but will survive.
All right. Still, the Hanabi holds on. Clockun does have the ultimate of the Ruby. They force the flicker out of Eman. Can Clockun find some magic with the stolen? I'm offended. Cannot get close enough. Zekeep gets punished. A little bit too early there. I think they just wanted to force some battle spells, some reactions out, but it just ended up looking like they gave up Zekeep for nothing.
The torn apart memory with the Sky Piercer is just too much. You'd see that Zekeep has what, 3 bars of HP, about 1,500 maybe. Left on his HP pool, but then again, the torn apart memory is just too much to deal with, especially with the Sky Piercer, you know, from M6, 1 and 2. I wonder how many stacks there should be. So 6, that's about 60, right? Or no, that's about 80 now. No, I'm wrong.
Should
you start with 30, right?
Was it at 20?
20, yeah, I start with 20.
Oh,
so,
yeah, so you should be maxed out already.
Yeah, it should be maxed out.
Okay, entry.
Okay.
AOG. They get the start onto it. That was a brave attempt. That was an attempt of all time. But Team Vamos might be able to make something out of this through their Hanabi. But no, I might have spoken too soon. That's despite Nazco being able to get the free hit. It's not enough in terms of the damage department. The Sky Piercer onto Eman. The damage of this Brody. The damage of this Harley. BTR by Vitality are just dissecting through Vamos' attempt of catching them off guard. It's Vamos who gets punished through the entry of Zeke. Without this Hanabi, because they hold on. He gets taken aback. Siska gets punished. And it's BTR by Vitality who are going to be able to ride to this win through the Lord once they get it. Because the defense of Vamos might not just be enough.
An ambitious AOG coming out from Zekif. That opened up the fight for BTR. And how about that 3-man flicker stun coming out from Finn? Catching the members of Team Vamos off guard, gets the refresh, was able to take out Natko because of the ultimate. Despite being CC immune, you cannot prevent this glue from riding the Hanabi, and that meant that BTR collects 3 kills, collects the Lord as well, have taken the game back in their favor, and this time, it's a very commanding lead that they have.
If Glue wants to, it shall do it. It will ride whichever and whomever it would want to ride. BTR, can they end it here?
Air 404 has to back down. Oh, he stays. He wants to go for another ambitious play. Zekif is here. You gotta be careful. I know what you're trying to do. Don't give in to your intrusive thoughts. They won't. They will just back down. And they will have to defend bottom lane. They will have to give up this outer turret.
Blue team turret
And
has been
BTR are
destroyed.
knocking on their doors. 3-pronged attack from BTR.
Now Eman is at 80 with 2 kills that he got. Just got a reminder that you do start with 0 on the Sky Piercer, then you work your way up from there. And he is maxed out at this point, and Vamos know it. It's too difficult for them to go in for a dive because they might just get marked by the Brody and torn apart memory to finish it off. Here comes the entry by Bigetron by Vitality. They throw everything at Natko, who's trying to survive. He finally makes it to the respawn point just in time. And here comes the turnaround by Zeke. They find the Farsa, but Eman is too much of a problem. They get the Farsa down, but Eman just has too much protection and too much damage on him.
They were able to take out 2 inhibitor turrets. And with all due fairness, I think Team Vamos actually found a good opening out there. Despite everything that Eman has, they have taken out Moreno, but it's not gonna be enough.
Oh, so good!
The jump, and it comes down with a follow-up damage. They have eliminated in the race to Natko. Just like that, Eman is now poising for an endable angle. Clockun wants to go in with a stolen again. Ultimate. It's enough to clear out the minion waste. Nael wants to go forward. Remember to finish him off. What a combo from the damage dealers of Bigetron. Now Air 404 receives the deadly magic, survives for now. Finn has to go back. A close range ultimate coming from Zekif. Eman will be able to run away from that one. The base is low. The members of BTR knocking on their doors. Oh, Error 404 bite the deck and he falls. That's it. BTR gonna advance after winning against Team Vamos.